An incredible discovery is one that stuns us with the insights it can offer. A mysterious discovery is one that leaves us with more riddles than resolutions. By that logic, a discovery that's both incredible and mysterious manages to do both. So, with that in mind, we've picked some of the most puzzling and perplexing finds that shouldn't be real, but somehow they are. Let's start off with number 2, Chislehurst Caves. The Chislehurst Caves beneath East London stretch for over 22 miles, and despite their name, they aren't natural. They were carved by hand over thousands of years. The oldest parts may date back 6,000 years, while later extensions were likely added during the Roman and Saxon periods. Their original purpose is still debated. Some say flint mining, while others think ritual use, but their more recent history is well documented. In the 20th century, the caves served a variety of roles: munitions storage during World War I, an air raid shelter during the Blitz, and even a music venue in the 1960s. Bands like Jimi Hendrix, David Bowie, and the Rolling Stones performed here, giving the site a strange blend of ancient silence and electric sound. The structure is more like a labyrinth than a cave system, crisscrossed with tunnels, chambers, and carvings added over the ages. Despite centuries of additions and reinventions, Chislehurst has never lost its mystery. It remains a living monument, shaped by hand, war, myth, and music. Number 14. Mysterious pyramid-shaped tomb in China. Ancient civilizations had their own burial traditions, and until recently, pyramid tombs weren't associated with China. That changed in 2017 when archaeologists in Henan province, near Shangxian, found 2 ancient burial chambers beneath the city, one cylindrical, the other pyramid-shaped. Both tombs are dated to the Han Dynasty, around 1,800 years ago, a period many historians regard as China's golden age. Unlike the big scale of Egypt's pyramids, this Chinese pyramid stands only a few feet high. Its significance, however, is harder to downplay. No other pyramid-shaped tomb like it has been found in China, and the individual buried inside remains unidentified. Its unique architecture challenges what we thought we knew about Chinese funerary design. Researchers still aren't sure why this tomb was built in such an unusual form, or whether it belonged to someone of special status. For now, it remains a rare architectural mystery from an era thought to be well documented. Still, in 2025, it's a mystery. Number 13. Skull Lyre of Central Africa. Among the Met Museum's stranger acquisitions is a lyre constructed from a 100% pure, real human skull. Acquired in 1906, the instrument is believed to have originated somewhere in Central Africa, but its precise history remains murky. The piece defies regional musical traditions and carries no verified ritual association. Some scholars suggest it might not be ancient at all, but rather an early 20th century creation designed for trade or shock value. The lack of documentation leaves room for speculation. It may have been sold to a European traveler or colonial official and misrepresented as ceremonial. Crafted with strings and metal fittings, the object blends musical design with macabre display, prompting more questions than answers. The bizarre part is that no similar instruments have ever surfaced from the region. Dating the skull could clarify its origin, but the museum hasn't pursued forensic testing. Whether it's a misunderstood cultural relic or a macabre curio made for outsiders, the skull lyre remains one of the museum's most unsettling, creepy, and least understood pieces in its collection. And it's for good. Number 12. The ancient city of Knossos. Knossos is a city wrapped in legend where the stories of fact and fable blur together. Many archaeologists regard it as Europe's first true city. Its ruins lie on the island of Crete and are typically categorized as Bronze Age, but signs of even earlier habitation have surfaced. Human activity here likely dates back to the Neolithic period, with remains and relics over 9,000 years old found in nearby caves and shelters. The partially standing palace at Knossos was once the heart of the powerful Minoan civilization, abandoned for reasons still unknown roughly 3,400 years ago. When it was built 4,000 years ago, the palace anchored a city of around 18,000 people. That number surged to about 100,000 within 3 centuries. As for the mythic labyrinth said to lie beneath the palace and house the Minotaur, it hasn't been found yet. Still, archaeologists are digging. Whether myth or memory, Knossos continues to captivate anyone searching for the origins of civilization in Europe, and that's what makes it great. Number 11. Rohant Codex. The Rohant Codex remains one of Europe's most puzzling manuscripts. Stored without any label in the archives of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences, it wasn't officially rediscovered until 1838. Since then, it's defied every attempt at translation. The book is filled with undeciphered symbols, none of which resemble known languages, and over 80 illustrations ranging from religious scenes to naval battles. Some pages appear devotional, others resemble war chronicles. Radiocarbon dating confirms the manuscript was made in the 16th century, likely using paper from Italy. No cipher has been identified, and the symbol system seems uniquely complex, leading some to believe the codex may never have been meant to be decoded. Others argue it's a sophisticated hoax. With no clear origin, author, or confirmed language, the Rohant Codex remains open to the public for study. Parts have been digitized online in hopes that fresh eyes might solve what centuries of scholarship haven't. For now, it exists in limbo between mystery and forgery, language and invention. So what do you think about it? Let us know. Number DC. Kokino Observatory. Back in 2001, archaeologists in North Macedonia identified a set of mysterious Bronze Age ruins atop a mountain near the village of Kokino. At first, they believed they'd found an ancient settlement. But as they studied the alignment of the stones and the surrounding terrain, it became clear Kokino was an observatory. Built around 3,800 years ago, it features carved platforms and sightlines that track the sun and moon throughout the year. With this data, early astronomers could create a functional lunar calendar. At its heart are two raised stone platforms, each over 60 feet high, perfect for observation. 4 stone thrones face out toward the sky, suggesting that community leaders may have gathered here to mark solstices or equinoxes. Some believe astronomers held a sacred status in Kokino society, equal to priests or rulers. The site shows that even in the Bronze Age, people studied the cosmos with method and meaning. Today, it remains one of the most significant megalithic observatories in southeastern Europe. Number 9. Mysterious Sculpture Face in Sampson. Back in 2019, while plowing a field in Sampson County, North Carolina, farmer Tom Giddens struck something hard. What he unearthed was a large sandstone carving of a face measuring nearly 2 feet wide and closer to 3 feet in height. Its design bore no resemblance to any known local tradition. The weathered features were difficult to place, and sandstone's softness makes it nearly impossible to date accurately. It could be a century old or thousands. No similar artifacts have ever been found in the region, and experts are divided on its origin. Some believe it may have been carved by Native Americans or early settlers, while others suspect it could be a more modern creation passed off as ancient. The lack of context, no nearby ruins, no matching fragments, only deepens the mystery. While it may never be definitively classified, the carving's eerie, weather-beaten expression and isolated location have given it an uncanny presence. Whether authentic or a pure historical oddity, the stone face has become a lasting enigma. Number 8. Ars Notoria Manuscript. The Ars Notoria, part of the Lesser Key of Solomon collection, is one of the most enigmatic medieval manuscripts ever compiled. Unlike many occult texts, it wasn't written for summoning spirits or casting curses. It was created to sharpen the human mind. Compiled in the 17th century but drawing from earlier 13th century sources, the book contains complex prayers, meditative rituals, and symbolic illustrations said to unlock perfect memory and scholarly clarity. Scholars believe even older roots trace back to the 12th century or earlier, with orations embedded in Latin, Greek, and even Hebrew. Some versions claim King Solomon himself used it to acquire divine knowledge. Unlike other grimoires, it doesn't read like folklore. It reads like a manual for mental refinement. Though its promises sound ambitious, the manuscript offers insight into medieval obsessions with knowledge and divine communication. Even today, it's debated whether it was purely mystical or a serious attempt to systematize learning. Either way, the Ars Notoria remains a striking blend of mysticism, memory, and mental ambition. Number 7. Ancient Buddha statue emerges from lake. Back in January 2017, drought conditions in Jiangxi province, China, caused the Hongmen Reservoir to drop to its lowest level in recent memory. As the water receded, a long-submerged Buddha statue emerged for the first time in over 600 years. Only the head was visible above the waterline, but it was enough to spark a full archaeological investigation. After diving expeditions began, researchers confirmed the statue was 12 meters tall and carved directly into the face of a cliff. It features a 30-character inscription and stands above what is believed to have once been the entrance to a temple hall. Until this moment, there were no records or knowledge of the statue or the temple's existence. Historians think the temple originally stood at the meeting point of two rivers, which were later intentionally flooded to form the reservoir. The meaning of the inscription has not yet been disclosed, so the statue's origin and purpose remain largely a mystery, quietly hidden for centuries beneath the reservoir's waters. Alright, now let's move to number 6. Towie stones. Among Scotland's many Neolithic relics, few are as baffling as the so-called Towie balls, or more plainly, carved stone spheres. Dozens have been found since the first one surfaced in Aberdeenshire during the 19th century, with discoveries continuing as recently as 2013. Each measures between 2 and 5 inches in diameter and fits easily into a person's hand. Rather than being smooth or rounded, these spheres are intentionally covered with raised knobs and etched with intricate geometric carvings, including circles and spiral motifs. They're typically made from common stone types like granite or sandstone. While similar patterns appear in artifacts associated with the Picts, who lived 2,800 years ago, the carved balls are believed to be much older, some dating back over 5,000 years. Their function is still unknown. Some scholars suggest they were weapons, while others think they were symbolic tools carried by stonemasons to showcase craftsmanship. Until stronger evidence appears, their exact use remains speculative, making them one of Scotland's longest-standing archaeological mysteries. Number 5. The North Bursted Man. In 2008, construction workers in West Sussex, England, halted development after uncovering the remains of an Iron Age warrior now known as the North Bursted Man. His grave, dated to around 50 BCE, aligns with Julius Caesar's campaigns against the Gallic tribes in France. Inside the burial site were a bent sword, elaborate headgear, and striking French-style jewelry. Based on these items, experts believe he fought on the Gallic side against Roman forces. The level of craftsmanship in his helmet suggests he wasn't just any fighter, he was likely a chieftain or elite warrior. How he ended up in England remains a mystery. One theory suggests he crossed the Channel as Caesar's victory became inevitable. Others speculate he may have settled in Britain during or after the conflict. In 2019, artifacts from the grave went on public display for the first time. His remains and grave goods provide rare insight into Iron Age warfare, status, and cross-channel movement during a pivotal moment in ancient European history. Number 4. Dinosaur of Ta Prohm. In Cambodia's Krong Siem Reap, this temple has been reclaimed by the jungle. Trees and roots twist through its stonework, sometimes even holding the weathered walls together. Built in 1186 during the Khmer Empire's Golden Age, the temple was founded by King Jayavarman VII as a Buddhist monastery. One carving, though, has caused the most stir. The worn face of the king's mother still gazes from a wall, but it's the figure of what appears to be a dinosaur etched into a corner that draws all the attention. It clearly resembles a stegosaurus, an animal unknown to science until the 19th century. The temple is nearly 900 years old, and no one from that time could have possibly seen a dinosaur, so how did it end up there? This carving fuels debate and speculation, yet no clear answer has emerged. In a site already full of enigmatic sculptures and sacred symbolism, this lone dinosaur-shaped relief adds a surreal twist to Cambodia's ancient heritage. Number 3. Cuelap Fortress. Hidden in the lands of Peru, Cuelap Fortress is believed to be the oldest major stone structure in the Americas. Once home to the mysterious Cloud People, this mountaintop fortress has long fascinated researchers. Its immense outer wall rises over 60 feet, enclosing a settlement that once housed thousands. Some of the megalithic stones used here are 10 times larger than those at the Great Pyramid of Giza, raising the question of how such monumental construction was achieved at the close of the 4th century. Within the walls, archaeologists identified roughly 400 buildings, likely occupied for nearly 1,000 years before the site was abandoned during early colonial times. Many believe the fortress served as a stronghold against the Huari people, though this theory remains unconfirmed. Today, Cuelap stands as a silent sentinel of a once thriving civilization, its massive walls and ancient stonework still defying time and gravity. The deeper it's explored, the more its scale and mystery leave even seasoned archaeologists in awe. Number 2. Abusir Embalming Cache. At the Abusir necropolis south of Cairo, archaeologists from the Czech Institute of Egyptology uncovered Egypt's largest embalming cache to date. Found in 2022, the site dates to the 26th dynasty and contains over 350 pottery vessels filled with remnants of resins, oils, and linens, materials once used in the mummification process. The jars were grouped into 14 clusters at the bottom of a deep shaft in the cemetery's western section. Among them were 4 limestone canopic jars, all inscribed with the name Wahibra Mary Neith, son of Lady Erturu. Oddly, the jars had never been used. One theory suggests Wahibra Mary Neith may have been near death but survived unexpectedly, leaving his burial preparations unused. Another idea is that the embalming was rejected by the family or priests for unknown reasons. Either way, the discovery offers a rare behind-the-scenes look at mummification logistics, revealing how embalming materials were prepared, stored, and organized, something not often visible in traditional tombs. It's one of Egyptology's most detailed chemical snapshots of death preparation. Number 9. Bronze Age Lunchbox. Back in the good times of 2012, glacial melt at the Lutschen Pass in the Bernese Alps exposed a curious artifact at an elevation of 8,000 feet, a circular wooden container dating back 4,000 years. The box was crafted from 3 types of wood: pine for the base, willow for the sides, and larch for the binding seams. Because of the organic material, researchers were able to carbon date it accurately. What made the find more compelling were the preserved food remnants inside. Traces of einkorn wheat, a primitive grain, were still clinging to the wood's inner surface. The presence of grain suggests it was used to store or carry food, likely a kind of portable meal container. The box's location also raises bigger questions. Was there a trade route passing through the Bernese highlands at the time, or did someone carry it during a mountain crossing? Either way, it offers rare insight into food storage, travel, and trade in Europe's Bronze Age, preserved thanks to centuries of alpine ice. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you very soon.